Okay, so we got a 07 F-250. It's got 164,000 miles. We're gonna start it up, do a walk around. It's not very often we get the 07s. They seem to be pretty rare. So it's a Lariat. It's got leather seats, power everything, parking sensors. It's got 164,000 miles and pretty low engine hours. So we'll go over the exterior first, and then the interior and the undercarriage and engine and everything. A little ding down here. There's a few like very minor scratches here. A little few scuffs here. We actually just took it on the road. We drove it to get some breakfast, to give it a full 15-20 mile test drive. You know, it drives great on the highway, on the road, everything shifts great, no problems. It's got a fifth wheel mounting rails. There's also gooseneck adapters that you can use for the fifth wheel rails. There's some very minor wrinkles in the bed right here. Kind of hard to tell. You kind of see that body line right there is a little bit off. It's not very noticeable, especially from like right here and further. The trim lines on the bottom are a little bit messy, just kind of from flaking off. It's got really good Michelin tires all the way around. They all match. They're 275/65, and they all have about 70% tread. Got the catalytic converter delete. Oh, we need the new oil dipstick. We have one on order. It'll be here shortly. The oil level has been checked. It's good. I'm going to show you the coolant pressure or lack of it now that it's been driven, for quite a ways. And with the engine being hot and driven, if there were any symptoms of any head gasket possible issue whatsoever, there would have been coolant that came out of the reservoir there. As you can see, it's well warmed up. So we've seen on trucks with bad oil cooler or head gaskets, the coolant would have came out of there by now. When you open it, there will be pressure. No blow by at all. Appears to be very well maintained. The undercarriage is dry. It's missing the door lock cylinder. That's for anti-theft purposes. It does have a key fob that works. A lot of people remove those so the trucks don't get stolen as easily. So all the windows work. There's some old tint on a few of the windows. The power pedals work. Cruise control works. It's got the fan controls here, which I'll do the temperature and that and everything. So all those buttons work properly. It's got 44,771 engine hours. Typically they say 1 hour is equal to 30 miles, which would mean that it's mostly been driven at highway speeds or just under on average for its life. I think the power window sticks on the back sometimes. Okay, yeah, it did. There it is. It's just either a sticky switch or the tracks on the rear window need to be greased, which is very common. AC is blowing very cold. I'm gonna do a test drive video later today when we can get a full cold start. We're gonna let it cool down completely, then do a cold start and test drive. This goes here. It's just broken on these little hook parts. It's got the wheel lock in there, the manual. It should be everything that's needed there. Engine's very healthy. I'm gonna point you at the exhaust here. Show you there's no white smoke. Again, if there was any symptoms of head gasket, oil cooler, or any of the common issues, you would see white smoke. We do that to show you there's no rod bearing knock or any lower end or knocking noises, anything like that. All these lumbar support, everything works. Leather's not perfect. And that's the 07 F-250. Like I said, when it's completely cooled down, we're gonna do a cold start and test drive video as well. Alright, we're gonna do a test drive on this 07 F-250. It's completely cold, so it's gonna be a cold start. We'll get on the highway, get up to about 75, 80. That's about 30% throttle. I'm not really getting on it at all. I will here in a second. Feels like it pulls to the right a little bit, but I can't tell if it's the road. They just tore up this road the other day, but we'll know when we get on the highway. There's a big bump. We can kind of get an idea of how it sounds. No shock noises or suspension rattles. So I'll get it through all the gears. We'll count the shifts. Should be a 5-speed, I believe. So come to a stop. Full throttle. Now I'm gonna get onto it right now. Third, fourth, fifth gear. Okay, it's a 6-speed. So we're going about 70 now. Got power. So now that we're on the highway, it pulls slightly to the right, very slightly. I'll let go and we'll see what it does. So yeah, it does pull a bit to the right. Feels like it needs an alignment. I'm going to turn the overdrive off. We'll see what it does. See, it kicks up a gear. So we hit about 80, no shaking in the transmission or in the suspension, no noises, rattles, vibration from the tires. Very solid truck that you can drive 80 miles per hour on the highway, no problem. I'm gonna do a hard braking up here. Put my hand off the steering wheel. We'll check the rotor condition. Going about 70, I'm gonna brake down to about 30 really hard. Take the hands off the wheel right now. So that's the steering wheel with a hard braking procedure. Not a single bit of shaking. Do it again. That was like almost full brake pressure. I'll do one more acceleration now that it's hot. Idled very smoothly. The truck's not shaking whatsoever. I can't feel any of the vibrations. Little light spot coming down here. That's actually easy to fix. I'm gonna glue it. Yeah, see, it's just put a little glue back there. It's fixed. Gonna be a while. I'm gonna pause the video. Turbo and and the turbo vanes appear to work properly. Every speed there's a turbo response. It gets up to about 28 psi, no problem. Really no drivability issues that I notice other than pulling slightly to the right. And we drive these trucks pretty hard, so we're probably going to drive them harder than people that buy them. Working properly, accelerates and it decelerates. Now that we're on this road, it's not pulling to the right as much. It stays pretty center. And that's the test drive for the 07 F-250.